wintry mix. Joining us, I'm Gary Libator. Also ahead this morning, a favorite for young and old comes to life at the Stanley Theater stage in Utica. We've got a look at a Charlie Brown Christmas. But first, a winter storm has its sights set on part of the East Coast. How will things be here? Well, let's check in with Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Hannah Evans over in the Weather Center, and we're talking basically a wintry mix coming up, right?
Yes, so they are seeing heavy snow out west. It will move towards us. It first starts as a wintry mix, then we will be seeing heavy rain overnight Thursday and Friday, so that could also be a problem itself because we just saw a lot of snow, so that could cause some flooding issues. And then a cold front moves through, that really drops our temperature from the 40s to the 20s, and then we could see just a little bit of snow on the back end, but our main concern is going to be icy conditions from the rain already.
Yeah, be careful on Friday.
Yes, definitely Friday afternoon and evening because it's going to be a flash freeze and it could cause very icy conditions. But as for today, it's the first day of winter. We are going to be nice and quiet today, a little bit chilly. We are starting out in the teens for most of us this morning. 18 degrees in Whitesboro, 14 degrees in Richfield Springs, 15 degrees in Westmoreland, and we are dry. This is our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We will be seeing partly sunny skies today and dry conditions. But once again, things do change tomorrow. We start to see mixed precipitation tomorrow afternoon and evening, turning to heavy rain at night. We will be seeing very gusty winds along with this system that is moving through, along with heavy rain Friday morning. Then Friday afternoon, we see a flash freeze. Temperatures drop from the 40s with that heavy rain quickly to the 20s, and that brings in some snow, and that definitely will freeze things up from that rain because with the rain itself, we already are going to be seeing very heavy rainfall rates. Around 1 to 2 inches of rain can be expected, and that could cause very, very icy conditions on the roads. And then even after Friday, it's going to remain very, very cold for the holiday weekend with high temperatures just in the teens for both Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. But for today, we will reach right around freezing. We will be seeing partly sunny skies. I will be talking a little bit more about our Storm Tracker 2 alert day for Friday coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thank you. Let's get right to it now. Fire investigators.
Welcome back. Today is the first official day of winter. It is the shortest day of the year. We just get under 9 hours of daylight today, but the good news is that after today we will start receiving more daylight. The sun doesn't rise until just around 7:30 this morning, and it doesn't set until 4:30 p.m. So that's actually pretty early for this time of year, but we will start to see longer days ahead. Looking ahead to our alert day on Friday, that is when some unsettled weather comes in. So on Thursday night, maybe having a little bit trouble driving because we are going to be seeing mixed precipitation and then very heavy rain along with gusty winds. The heavy rain does continue overnight into Friday morning. Flooding is possible in and of itself with that heavy rain because we could be seeing around 1 to 2 inches. Also with that heavy snow that we did see, especially up north for lake effect the other day, that could also cause some flooding in areas of poor drainage and could clog storm drains. In the afternoon on Friday though and evening, that is when the worst travel will be because that's when our flash freeze will happen and everything looks to ice over, so that could really be a problem. So definitely either avoid driving on Friday afternoon or just be very, very careful because things could ice over. The good news for our holiday weekend though is that it does dry out, so it is going to be a lot cooler though. Saturday and Sunday, both days we look mostly dry, mostly cloudy. A few snowflakes are possible in the North Country, but at this point we look mostly dry. High temperatures are just going to be in the teens with a lot of our overnight lows falling into the single digits. Gary.
Hannah, thank you. We have reported that there's a medication shortage happening across.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are going to be seeing quiet weather today for the first day of winter with partly sunny skies and temperatures near freezing. Let's take a look now at the CAV tower camera overlooking the city of Utica. If you are traveling anywhere at all today for the holiday, should be fine for that. We are going to be seeing dry weather across much of the east coast of the United States, and we are going to be seeing some sunshine, but it is very chilly to start out this morning. I would maybe use the car starter. Some of us are seeing frost as well. A little bit of a breeze coming out of the southeast with partly sunny skies and temperatures just ranging in the teens. So pretty cool to start. Here's a look at the temperatures. We have 20 degrees in Utica, 16 degrees in Westmoreland, and 19 degrees in Whitesboro. Looking to the south, 17 degrees in Cooperstown and 11 degrees in Skanevis, with high temperatures today expected to reach around and just above freezing. We are also going to remain dry. This is our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, and this is all thanks to an area of high pressure that has moved in, but things are looking to change over the next 24 hours. So we will start out dry tomorrow with cloudy skies, but tomorrow afternoon, evening, we will start to see a mixed precipitation come in as we see it here. Then it does turn to all heavy rain tomorrow night into Friday morning. And in and of itself, that heavy rain could cause some flooding issues, especially since we did see heavy lake effect snow to the north of us the other day. On Friday, it is going to get very, very windy. Gusty winds are possible with wind gusts up to 50 to even 60 miles per hour are possible. Then Friday afternoon, a cold front moves through, and as we can see here, look here, we have 40 degrees, 50 degrees on the side with the rain, and then 20 degrees temperatures are coming in. This is going to be a flash freeze, so things are going to ice over very, very quickly with the gusty winds and with the heavy rain that is falling. Once this cold front moves through, it's going to get very cold with things icing over and possibly some snow on the back end, but our main concern is going to be these gusty winds and these very icy roadway conditions. So we have issued a storm tracker 2 alert day because of the heavy rain, possible flooding with gusty winds, and then that flash freeze Friday afternoon. There is going to be some snow on the back end, but at this point it's not looking like a lot, and it looks like ice is going to be the main concern. Already the National Weather Service has put out a high wind watch for our northern area, so that includes Lewis County, northern Herkimer County from 4 a.m. Friday morning to 6 p.m. Friday evening. Gusts up to 60 miles per hour are possible. But for today, we are going to be nice and quiet. We will be seeing partly sunny skies, highs around and just above freezing, with temperatures falling into the teens again overnight with that increase in cloud cover. So on Thursday, we will start out dry. Then Thursday, later afternoon, start to see a wintry mix come in, and then heavy rain follows Thursday night into Friday. So for today, expect dry conditions, partly sunny skies. It's going to get a little bit warmer than yesterday with an increase in cloud cover overnight. That wintry mix looks to start tomorrow afternoon. That turns all into heavy rain tomorrow night into Friday morning. Then that flash freeze occurs Friday afternoon, Gary.
So a couple of good days ahead to get out there and do some Christmas shopping before Friday hits.
Yes, I would definitely do today or Thursday morning, early afternoon.
That's for sure. Hannah, thank you. Well, in case you missed it last night on Jeopardy! For this half hour, I'm Gary Libator. A lot to get to this morning, but first, let's start this half hour with a check of your forecast. Meteorologist Hannah Evans joining us from the Weather Center with a look at our day ahead. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Gary. So today's the first day of winter. It's going to be the shortest day of the year, but it is going to be quiet in terms of weather.
So things get better from here, right?
Yeah, well, we are tracking a little bit of a messy situation starting tomorrow night and Friday in terms of weather.
Yeah. Daylight, though.
Yes, more daylight, though.
Getting better.
Yes, so today's the shortest day of the year. We will be seeing some sunshine, but it is going to start out pretty chilly. We are going to be in the teens for most of us this morning. 19 degrees in Whitesboro and Inlet and 17 degrees in Westmoreland. But we will be dry today. This is our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. This is thanks to an area of high pressure, but things are going to change tomorrow. So we will start to see a wintry mix tomorrow afternoon. That will turn into heavy rain tomorrow night into Friday morning. Also, gusty winds will accompany that. Then a cold front moves through. Our temperatures drop around 20 degrees in a matter of very quickly. So we are going to be seeing a flash freeze Friday afternoon, and that's going to freeze a lot of the rain over. So very icy conditions are going to be possible on the roadways later in the day on Friday. So we have issued a Storm Tracker 2 alert day for that. And even after Friday, very cold weather is expected for this holiday weekend. So for today, we will be dry with partly sunny skies, highs around freezing, and I will talk a little bit more about our Storm Tracker 2 alert day on Friday coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thank you, and don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast, never more than 10 minutes away. To Washington now, where
Welcome back. It is very chilly this morning, just measuring 18 degrees at the Groves Park Airport in Rome, but it feels like 10 degrees because we are seeing a little bit of a breeze coming out of the southeast, and it will remain just a little bit breezy for today, but we are going to warm up a little bit warmer than yesterday. Looking ahead, though, we have issued a Storm Tracker 2 alert day. This goes into effect Friday. We will start out with very heavy rain in the morning on Friday that could cause flooding by itself due to the heavy snow that we did see the other day, especially up north. We could be seeing some drainage issues and even just heavy flooding due to the rain. Around 1 to 2 inches can be expected. And we also are going to be seeing gusty winds with this. It's going to be in the 40s at this time. Then a cold front moves through Friday afternoon. Our temperatures will drop from 40s to 20s very, very quickly. That could cause a flash freeze, and everything from that rain could ice over and cause very icy conditions on the roadways. So that's why we issued an alert day. So looking at this, we will be in the 30s for both today and tomorrow for the high temperature, and right near 50 degrees on Friday for the high temperature. Then look at that drop. Friday to Saturday, we drop around 30 degrees in temperature, and it's going to remain very cold over the holiday weekend. Gary.
Thank you. Well, how would you feel about a 32,000?
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are going to continue to see dry weather today with some sunshine and temperatures reaching just around freezing. Let's take a look now at the Cavie Tower camera overlooking the city of Utica. It is going to be dry today with some sun, so if you do have any holiday shopping to do or if you are traveling anywhere for the holiday, good day to do that, definitely before tomorrow afternoon. But we are starting out a little bit chilly. Temperatures this morning are mostly in the teens. I would probably use the car starter, some frost outside as well. And it feels just a little bit cooler because we are seeing a little bit of a breeze. So once again, temperatures in the teens. We have 20 degrees in Utica, 19 degrees in Whitesboro and in Inlet and in Lowville. Looking to the south, we have 12 degrees in Hamilton and Norwich and 10 degrees in Sherburne and Skanevis this morning, but we will reach right around and just above freezing today, remaining dry. This is our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, and this is all thanks to an area of high pressure that is still kind of lingering over us. But things look to change tomorrow. Starting tomorrow afternoon, we are going to be seeing a wintry mix. That changes over to rain for the rest of the afternoon and evening pretty quickly, actually, and we will continue to see heavy rain tomorrow night into Friday morning. So of itself, this heavy rain is going to be around 1 to 2 inches of rain, and that could cause flooding by itself, clogging drains, because we did see a lot of heavy lake effect snow, especially north of the Mohawk Valley the other day. And on Friday, we will continue to see very gusty winds as well. Friday afternoon, though, things look to change. A cold front approaches, and then look at this here. We are seeing rain with temperatures in the 40s, and then very, very quickly, we will drop in temperature from the 40s to just around 20 degrees, around 25 to 35 degrees temperature drop, and we will be seeing a couple inches of snow on the back end, but that's not our main concern. Our main concern is going to be this flash freeze is going to cause very, very icy conditions on the roads because it was raining pretty heavily before, and all of that possibly could freeze over. So that is for Friday afternoon and evening. It's going to be a little bit messy and icy, so keep that in mind. We have issued an alert day for that due to that heavy rain with possible flooding to start, very gusty winds possibly causing a few scattered power outages, and then that flash freeze Friday afternoon. So the National Weather Service has already put out a high wind watch, especially for northern part of our viewing area, including North Herkimer County and Lewis County. That goes into effect Friday morning through Friday evening. Gusts could even reach up to 60 miles per hour. But for the first day of winter today, we will be nice and quiet. High temperatures reaching right around and above freezing with some sunshine. Tonight, we will see an increase in cloud cover, and we will start out tomorrow morning mostly cloudy with that wintry mix coming in the afternoon. That turns into all rain pretty quickly, I would say, around dinner time, and we will continue to see heavy rain into Friday morning. So for today, expect some sunshine, a little bit of a breeze, temperatures reaching above freezing, and an increase in cloud cover tonight. Things change tomorrow afternoon. We will be seeing a wintry mix turning into heavy rain into Friday morning. Then that flash freeze occurs Friday afternoon, Gary.
So today and tomorrow, get out there and get your Christmas shopping done because Friday might be tricky.
Yes, and tomorrow, if you do want to go in the morning or early afternoon.
Hannah, thank you. Well, there is the potential for joining us. I'm Gary Libator. Also ahead this morning, a favorite for young and old comes to life on the Stanley Theater stage in Utica. We've got to look at a Charlie Brown Christmas. But first, a winter storm has its sights on central New York. Let's kick things off this morning with a check of your Storm Tracker 2 forecast. And it may not actually be a winter storm, but more of a wintry mix.
Yes, so we start out tomorrow afternoon with the wintry mix, but it quickly changes over to heavy rain. So it will be raining pretty heavily into Friday morning, which could cause flooding with especially all that snow that we did see the other day up north. We could be seeing some drainage issues and stuff like that. And then Friday afternoon, a flash freeze occurs, so we will be seeing a couple more inches of snow on the back end, but our main concern is going to be, since it was raining so heavy and then it freezes, all that rain will freeze and cause very icy conditions on the roads.
So a lot of people probably changing their travel plans for the holidays.
Yes, I am. I was supposed to leave Friday after work, so I'll probably leave Saturday morning.
Smart.
Yes, very smart. So let's take a look now at the temperatures today. We are going to be seeing dry conditions today for the first day of winter, but it is starting out chilly. Most of us are in the teens. We have 18 degrees in Westmoreland, 19 degrees in Whitesboro and in Inlet. We are still tracking dry conditions. This is our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, and it will remain dry through tomorrow morning. But then we see that wintry mix and that rain starting tomorrow. We have issued an alert day for Friday because that is when it will be pretty bad. We are going to be seeing gusty winds and heavy rain Friday morning. Then a flash freeze occurs Friday afternoon. That can ice things over very, very quickly as our temperature drops from in the 40s to in the 20s. And then even after that, we will remain very, very cold this holiday weekend with highs just in the teens. So for today, we are going to be seeing partly sunny skies, highs reaching right around freezing and just above. I will be talking a little bit more about our Storm Tracker 2 alert day on Friday coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thank you. Let's get right to it now. Fire in
Welcome back. Today is the first day of winter. It is the shortest day of the year. We have sunrise at just around 7:30 this morning and a sunset at 4:30 this evening. We just get under 9 hours of daylight, but the good news is that after this day, we will start slowly gaining daylight for the evening. A look ahead to Thursday and Friday. Traveling may be a little bit tricky. So for Thursday night, we are going to be seeing mixed precipitation, then heavy rain with gusty winds. Heavy rain continues overnight and into Friday morning. Then we have that flash freeze Friday afternoon that could really freeze things over. So that is our main concern. Friday afternoon, evening, it's going to be very, very tricky to travel and maybe a bit icy. But looking ahead to our holiday weekend, it does dry out for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. For both Saturday and Sunday, we look dry with cloudy skies. Temperatures are going to be in the teens, though, so it is going to be much cooler than the past couple of days. And the North Country may be seeing a few snowflakes here and there, but at this point, Mohawk Valley, Southern Valleys look dry. Gary.
Hannah, thank you. We have reported there's a medication.
Central New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are going to be seeing some sunshine today, and it's going to warm up a little bit more than yesterday, and it will remain dry. So let's take a look now at the Cavity Tower camera overlooking the city of Utica. Partly sunny skies are expected for today. If you do have any more holiday shopping to do, or if you are traveling anywhere for the holiday weekend, I would say today is the best day for the rest of this week to do that because unsettled weather does look to come in tomorrow. But we are just starting out a little bit chilly. Temperatures at this point are ranging in the teens. I would maybe use the car starter, some frost outside as well, and a little bit of a breeze, so it may feel a little bit cooler. So speaking of the temperatures, all of our sky watchers mainly have us in the teens, with the exception of Inlet at 22 degrees, but we do have Old Forge and Westdale at 14 and 17 degrees in New Hartford. Looking to the south, we have 18 degrees in Cooperstown, even just 11 degrees in Evanston. Very chilly to start this morning, but we are remaining dry. This is our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, and this is thanks to an area of high pressure. But once again, things are going to change tomorrow afternoon. We will start to see a wintry mix come in tomorrow afternoon. Then it does change over pretty quickly to all rain that is going to be heavy and persist overnight into Friday morning, along with very gusty winds. The heavy rain itself could cause some flooding issues just due to a lot of snow we did see the other day, especially up north. That could melt and that could cause some flooding issues from that. And then Friday afternoon, a cold front looks to move through. Look at this here. We have temperatures in the 40s, and then this cold front is going to drop our temperature around 25 to 35 degrees very quickly. So with this heavy rain that's occurring, everything could ice over. So this is going to be a flash freeze, and that is our main concern, icy conditions on the roadways. A couple of inches of accumulation are possible with that snow on the back end, but once again, main concern is going to be icy conditions on the roadways. So we have issued a Storm Tracker 2 alert day for Friday due to heavy rain possibly causing some flooding in and of itself, and even with that snow melt, that could cause some flooding and runoff. We are also going to be seeing very gusty winds that could cause a few scattered power outages. And then that flash freeze occurs in the afternoon with very icy conditions on the roads. So even now, the National Weather Service has already put out a high wind watch. This is for a northern part of our viewing area, including northern Herkimer County and Lewis County. This goes into effect 4 a.m. Friday morning to 6 p.m. Friday evening. Gusts could reach up to 60 miles per hour. That is very, very gusty winds. But for today, the first day of winter, it will remain quiet. High temperatures look to reach above freezing, and we will be seeing partly sunny skies with an increase in clouds tonight and into tomorrow morning. So tomorrow afternoon, that wintry mix looks to come in. That looks to come in early afternoon, and then it will turn into heavy rain around dinner time for most of us with those gusty winds. So for today, expect dry conditions with sunshine, temperatures above freezing, and we will reach the teens tonight with an increase in cloud cover. That unsettled weather comes in as a mix tomorrow afternoon, then changes over to heavy rain into Friday morning. That could cause some flooding issues. Gusty winds with scattered power outages could also be a problem, and then that flash freeze happens Friday afternoon, causing very icy conditions, Gary.
Yeah, we will keep an eye out for that for sure.
Yes, it could be very dangerous, so we are tracking it.
That's for sure. Hannah, thank you. Well, in case you missed it, thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Libator. A lot to get to this morning. First, let's start with a check of that forecast. Meteorologist Hannah Evans joining us from the Weather Center with a look. Everybody's looking ahead to Friday, though, right?
Yes, so it is going to start tomorrow afternoon. We will be seeing a mixed precipitation, and then rain will start quickly after. It's going to be raining all throughout the night into Friday morning, and it could be very heavy at times. So that could cause flooding, especially with snow melt, because we did see a lot of snow the other day. And then flash freeze Friday afternoon, so all that could ice over.
Yeah, that's the dangerous part, Friday afternoon.
Yes, so if you are traveling, I would definitely avoid Friday altogether, I would say, because it's going to be raining very heavily and then icy conditions. So just keep that in mind. It's going to be a little bit messy. So let's take a look now at the temperatures this morning, though. Today,
joining us for this half hour, I'm Gary Libator. A lot to get to this morning. First, let's start with a check of that forecast. Meteorologist Hannah Evans joining us from the Weather Center with a look. Everybody's looking ahead to Friday, though, right?
Yes, so it is going to start tomorrow afternoon. We will be seeing a mixed precipitation, and then rain will start quickly after. It's going to be raining all throughout the night into Friday morning, and it could be very heavy at times. So that could cause flooding, especially with snow melt, because we did see a lot of snow the other day. And then flash freeze Friday afternoon, so all that could ice over.
Yeah, that's the dangerous part, Friday afternoon.
Yes, so if you are traveling, I would definitely avoid Friday altogether, I would say, because it's going to be raining very heavily and then icy conditions. So just keep that in mind. It's going to be a little bit messy. So let's take a look now at the temperatures this morning, though. Today is the first day of winter, the shortest day of the year. We will be nice and quiet. Temperatures this morning a little bit chilly in the teens, 19 degrees in Whitesboro and Inlet, 18 degrees in Westmoreland. We are going to remain dry today, though. This is our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, and we are tracking partly sunny skies for today. But things change tomorrow. We will be seeing some clouds move in. All this starts tomorrow as a mix, and then rain overnight into Friday morning. It's going to be very heavy at times with very gusty winds as well. Then we will be seeing a flash freeze Friday afternoon. That could be very dangerous to drive in, especially as all that rain that we have been seeing throughout the day turns icy and ices over on the roadways. After Friday, it's going to turn very cold for the holiday weekend, with highs just in the teens for both Christmas Eve and Christmas. So for today, expect some sunshine. Temperatures will reach above freezing. I will be talking a little bit more at a Storm Tracker 2 alert day in effect for Friday coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thank you. And don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast, never more than 10 minutes away. To Washington now.
Welcome back. This morning we are starting out chilly. We are measuring 17 degrees at the Grievous Park Airport in Rome. The winds have calmed down for now, but it may be just a little bit breezy today, so it is going to feel just a little bit cooler stepping outside here this morning. We will be dry and quiet today for the first day of winter, but things are going to change starting tomorrow night. We have issued an alert day for Friday. This is due to heavy rain in the morning, which could cause flooding of itself. But since we did see a lot of heavy snow, especially north the other day, that snow melting and runoff could also cause some flooding issues and in areas of poor drainage. We also are going to be seeing very gusty winds. A few scattered power outages are possible, with wind gusts possibly reaching up to 50 to even 60 miles per hour. Then there's a flash freeze Friday afternoon, and that kind of will ice all that rain over, and that could cause for very, very slippery conditions on those roadways Friday afternoon. So here's a look at that. We remain in the 30s today and tomorrow, reaching near 50 on Friday in the morning, and then look at that drop to Saturday. So that flash freeze occurs Friday afternoon, drops us into the 20s, and then just the high temperature on Saturday and Sunday in the teens, right near 20s. So it is going to be a lot cooler for the holiday weekend. Gary.
Thank you. Well, how would you feel about a $32,000
York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. It is going to be nice and quiet today for the first day of winter, but things are looking to change tomorrow. So let's take a look now at the CAV Tower camera overlooking the city of Utica. Dry with partly sunny skies today, so if you do have any holiday shopping to do for Christmas or any traveling, I would definitely probably do that today because, once again, unsettled weather looks to come in tomorrow. Nala this morning can clearly see her neighbor. Her neighbor this morning is Autumn, who is being pretty bad, climbing on top of the tree. Nala does that all the time, and she's so bad. For the morning, though, just be careful for any icy conditions. And the evening, we are going to be dry, so perfect day to travel or do any holiday shopping. If you do want to be a part of this, you can head over to my Facebook page and post pictures of your cats over there. According to our Skywatchers, though, we are starting out very chilly. Just 19 degrees in Deerfield and Clinton. 17 degrees in New Hartford, and looking to the south, we have just 11 degrees in Evanston and 13 degrees in Morris. We will be dry today with high temperatures looking to reach right above freezing. This is our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, and this is all thanks to an area of high pressure that is still kind of lingering over us. But this is looking ahead at one of our models. We are going to start to see a wintry mix come in tomorrow afternoon. That will quickly change over to rain, though, so heavy rain will persist tomorrow night and into Friday morning. That could cause flooding itself because we're looking at around 1.5 to 2.5 inches of rain, and with that heavy snow we just saw to the north, that could cause a lot of melting snow, and that could also cause flooding in areas of poor drainage. So that is what is going to occur Thursday night into Friday morning. Then Friday afternoon, look at this here, a cold front approaches us, so we are going to be in the 40s, right near 50 degrees Friday morning, and then once this cold front approaches us, our temperature drops around 25 to 35 degrees very quickly. This is going to be a flash freeze, and that could cause very icy conditions on the roads since it was just raining pretty heavily. Even on the back end of this, a couple of inches of accumulation of snow is possible, and it is going to be very, very windy. So that is what is occurring for the day on Friday. We have issued a Storm Tracker 2 alert day because of this. We are going to be seeing heavy rain in the morning with possible flooding due to runoff and snow melting and even just the rain itself. We are also going to be seeing very gusty winds that could cause a few scattered power outages, and then with that flash freeze in the afternoon, that could really, really ice things over. Even looking ahead, the National Weather Service has already issued a high wind watch for our northern area, so in northern Herkimer County, Lewis County, Hamilton County. In effect, Friday morning to Friday evening, gusts could reach up to 60 miles per hour, so pretty windy with icy conditions Friday afternoon. But for today, we are nice and quiet. I would definitely get any errands run today. We are going to be above freezing for the high temperatures, seeing sunshine with an increase in cloud cover overnight into tomorrow morning. That mix looks to start tomorrow afternoon, and then it turns into heavy rain pretty quickly. I would say around dinner time, that is when it does look to turn into heavy rain. So for today, expect dry conditions with some sun. Highs will reach above freezing with an increase in clouds overnight and a low falling back into the upper teens. The weather looks to change tomorrow as that mix starts in the afternoon. Then we start to see heavy rain into Friday morning. A flash freeze occurs Friday afternoon. That could really ice things over, Gary.
All eyes on Friday now.
Yes, for sure. So we could be seeing a few problems. Scattered power outages could be a problem, the heavy rain with the flooding, and then that flash freeze.
Wow. Hannah, thank you. Well, there is the potential for much.
From where the news comes first, this is News Channel 2 at 7 a.m. on CW11.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us here on this Wednesday morning. Let's kick things off this morning with a check of your Storm Tracker 2 forecast. Meteorologist Hannah Evans joining us from the Weather Center, and a couple of days ahead to go out and shop before Friday gets kind of dicey.
Yes, so I would do that either today or tomorrow morning, early afternoon, because it starts tomorrow as like a mixed precipitation in the afternoon, turns into heavy rain into Friday, and then a flash freeze Friday afternoon.
Yeah, sounds dangerous.
Yes, it does. It is going to be dangerous to drive in, especially with that flash freeze, icy conditions. Even beforehand, the heavy rain could cause some flooding issues. So let's take a look to today. It is the first day of winter. Temperatures are starting out pretty chilly, but it is going to be quiet. We are in the teens this morning, 17 degrees in Earlville and Inlet, and 18 degrees in Westmoreland and Whitesboro. And we are going to be dry. This is our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We are going to be seeing partly sunny skies today. But things change tomorrow. Once again, tomorrow afternoon starts as a mix, turns into heavy rain into Friday morning, along with very gusty winds. That heavy rain could cause some flooding, especially with a lot of the snowfall we just saw up north. We could be seeing snow melt.
Here on this Wednesday morning, let's kick things off this morning with a check of your Storm Tracker 2 forecast. Meteorologist Hannah Evans joining us from the Weather Center, and a couple of days ahead to go out and shop before Friday gets kind of dicey.
Yes, so I would do that either today or tomorrow morning, early afternoon, because it starts tomorrow as like a mixed precipitation in the afternoon, turns into heavy rain into Friday, and then a flash freeze Friday afternoon.
Yeah, sounds dangerous.
Yes, it does. It is going to be dangerous to drive in, especially with that flash freeze, icy conditions. Even beforehand, the heavy rain could cause some flooding issues. So let's take a look to today. It is the first day of winter. Temperatures are starting out pretty chilly, but it is going to be quiet. We are in the teens this morning, 17 degrees in Earlville and Inlet, and 18 degrees in Westmoreland and Whitesboro. And we are going to be dry. This is our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We are going to be seeing partly sunny skies today. But things change tomorrow. Once again, tomorrow afternoon starts as a mix, turns into heavy rain into Friday morning, along with very gusty winds. That heavy rain could cause some flooding, especially with a lot of the snowfall we just saw up north. We could be seeing snow melt and runoff, a lot of that. And then we are going to be seeing a flash freeze coming in Friday afternoon. So temperatures will drop from right near 50 degrees down to 20 within a matter of hours. So we are going to drop around 30 degrees. That could cause all of that rain that we were seeing on the roads to ice over. It is very dangerous to drive in. So if you are traveling, I would either do it today, tomorrow morning, or Saturday morning. And then even after that, it's going to be very, very cold this weekend with temperatures just in the teens for Christmas Eve and Christmas. So for today, expect temperatures to be above freezing. We will be seeing sunshine, and then we'll be talking a little bit more about Friday because it is a Storm Tracker 2 alert day. Gary.
Hannah, thank you. Let's get right to it now. Fire investigators are...
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good morning, everybody. We are going to be seeing dry conditions today, and we will be a little bit warmer with high temperatures looking to reach above freezing. So let's take a look now at the Cavity Tower camera overlooking the city of Utica. We are going to be seeing partly sunny skies today. Good weather to holiday shop or holiday travel because things are looking to change tomorrow. So here's a look at what our skywatchers have this morning. Pretty chilly to start, just 19 degrees in Deerfield and Clinton and 14 degrees in Old Forge and Westdale. Looking to the south, we have 11 degrees in Emiston and 13 degrees in Morris. But we are going to be dry today. This is our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, and this is all thanks to an area of high pressure that is still kind of sitting over us, allowing us to have dry and partly sunny skies today in terms of weather. But things are going to change tomorrow. We will start to see a wintry mix come in tomorrow afternoon, but that will quickly turn into heavy rain that will last tomorrow overnight into Friday morning. And the things that is going to happen on Friday is a cold front looks to approach us, but we are going to be seeing heavy rain at first. Temperatures are going to be right near 50 degrees, so pretty warm Friday morning. This heavy rain could cause flooding of itself, but also we did see a lot of that heavy lake effect snow to the north the other day, so snow melting could be an issue along with in areas of poor drainage and runoff, so that could also be an issue in terms of flooding. Now Friday afternoon, the cold front approaches. Look at what's happening here. We have temperatures right near 50 degrees on one side with that heavy rain, and this cold front is approaching. This is bringing in a very, very cold weather, so it is going to drop about 25 to 30 degrees our temperature, and on the back side of this cold front it will be right near 20 degrees, so we will drop a lot in temperature. This could cause a flash freeze, so all that heavy rain that we were seeing could cause roadways to be very, very icy, and then we are going to be seeing additional snowfall on the back end of this. So we have issued a Storm Tracker 2 alert day on Friday due to that heavy rain possibly causing some flooding. Is also going to be very, very windy at times. We could be seeing scattered power outages, and then we do have that flash freeze that could cause for very icy conditions on the roadways. Looking ahead, the National Weather Service already put out a high wind watch from Friday morning to Friday evening for our northern areas. Northern Herkimer County, Lewis County, and Hamilton County. Wind gusts could reach up to 60 miles per hour, so that can definitely cause a few scattered power outages. But for today, it's the first day of winter, the shortest day of the year. It's going to be quiet. We are going to be seeing high temperatures in the mid-30s with some sunshine. And as for tonight, we will start seeing an increase in cloud cover, starting off with cloudy skies tomorrow morning. That wintry mix comes in tomorrow afternoon, and then that quickly turns over to heavy rain for tomorrow overnight into Friday. So for today, expect sunshine. Highs are going to reach the mid-30s, so warmer above freezing. We will be seeing an increase in clouds tonight with a low in the upper teens. But that wintry mix starts tomorrow afternoon, turns into heavy rain pretty pretty quickly. That will last through Friday morning. Flooding could be an issue, and as well as a few scattered power outages due to very gusty winds. Then a flash freeze occurs Friday afternoon.
As a major winter storm could play havoc with the airlines and the roadways. And we could be seeing some of the effects of some dangerous weather as well. Meteorologist Hannah Evans joining us now with the very latest. Hey there, Hannah.
And Gary, yes, we are going to be seeing unsettled weather starting tomorrow afternoon, and that will last for the day on Friday. So if you do have any holiday shopping to do or traveling, I would definitely get that done today. Because right now we are a little bit warmer than yesterday. Most of us are in the 30s, 35 degrees in Mohawk and Otsego, 33 degrees in Cooperstown, and we are still seeing dry conditions. This is our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. But things are going to change tomorrow. We start out seeing mixed precipitation tomorrow afternoon, turning into all heavy rain overnight for the morning on Friday. Then there is going to be a flash freeze Friday afternoon as the cold front moves through, and that will kind of ice everything up because we are going to be seeing very heavy rain at that point. That could ice stuff up on the roadways, so definitely be careful of driving around Friday afternoon and evening. We also are going to be seeing a few inches of snow once that cold front does move through. Even after Friday, it's going to remain very cold this weekend. For Christmas Eve and Christmas, highs are just going to be in the teens. So for the rest of the day, we will reach the mid-30s. We will be seeing some sunshine, and I will be talking a little bit more about this alert day we issued for Friday coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thank you. Well, as we mentioned, airlines and
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are tracking partly sunny skies for the rest of the day, and it is going to remain dry, a little bit warmer than yesterday. Let's take a look now at our Utica National Tower camera overlooking Main Street in Cooperstown. We are seeing some sunshine down there, a calmer wind speed, and temperatures at this point are ranging around and just above freezing for most of us. Up north, they are seeing cloudy skies and temperatures in the mid to upper 20s. So this afternoon, Nala can clearly see her neighbor. Today, she is looking at Autumn, who is being bad. Nala is getting ideas. Nala does this as well. She climbs in the tree. But if you are traveling at all today or going anywhere for the holidays, holiday shopping, dry conditions should persist for the rest of the day, but things look to change tomorrow afternoon. So once again, we are dry. This is our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, and this is all thanks to an area of high pressure. But here's what's going to happen tomorrow afternoon. It does look like we are going to start seeing mixed precipitation. That looks to come in around 4 p.m. and then it turns into all rain just after dinner. The rain will continue to be very heavy overnight into Friday morning. Possible flooding could be caused because of this just of itself, but since we did see a lot of snow, especially up north the other day, snow melting could cause some flooding along with runoff. So we are keeping an eye out on that for possible flooding. And then Friday afternoon, a cold front moves through. And once that cold front moves through, we can see it here, flash freeze is going to occur because we will be in the upper 40s with that rain. And then once the cold front moves through, we will drop from the upper 40s to just the 20s, maybe even in the teens. And that will kind of freeze everything over. So very icy conditions are possible for the afternoon to evening on Friday, along with a couple inches of snow accumulation is possible on the back end of that cold front. Everything looks to clear out on Saturday, but we have issued a Storm Tracker 2 alert day for Friday due to possible flooding from the heavy rain and the snow melt and the runoff. There also are going to be very gusty wind speeds. We could be seeing even a few scattered power outages, and then we have that flash freeze in the afternoon, which could cause very icy conditions. The National Weather Service has already put out a high wind watch for a northern area, northern Herkimer, Lewis, Hamilton counties, all day Friday from the morning to the evening. Gusts could reach up to 60 miles per hour. That's very, very windy, and we could be seeing scattered power outages. But we are going to be dry today. For the rest of today, we will reach the mid-30s, and we will be seeing an increase in cloud cover tonight. We will drop into the teens, and we will start out tomorrow mostly cloudy with that mix looking to come in around 1 to 3 p.m. It starts off as snow and then mixes in with rain, turning heavy after dinner. So for today, today, expect partly sunny skies to continue with calmer wind speeds, temperatures in the mid-30s, and we do drop into the teens tonight as we see an increase in cloud cover. The mix looks to come in tomorrow afternoon and turns to all heavy rain after dinner. The rain continues for Friday morning, possible flooding just because of that rain. Gusty winds could cause scattered power outages, and a flash freeze is going to occur Friday afternoon, which could cause for very icy conditions on Friday, Gary.
Boy, we are all going to be looking out for that.
Yes, especially a lot of people are traveling. I know I'm traveling. I'm going to wait till Saturday morning instead.
You are smart, Hannah.
Yeah.
Well, now to the latest on that so-called weather in this half hour. Once again, here is meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Today is going to be a nice quiet day for the first day of winter. We will be dry with high temperatures reaching the mid-30s. According to our sky watchers, as of right now, a lot warmer than yesterday, I would say. We have Old Forge at 25 degrees, Clinton at 32, and Cooperstown at 33 degrees, and we are still tracking dry conditions. This is our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We are seeing a little bit extra cloud cover up north, but in the Mohawk Valley and south, we are seeing some sunshine. We are tracking a change in the weather pattern tomorrow. We will be seeing mixed precipitation to start tomorrow afternoon. That will turn to all heavy rain tomorrow night and through Friday morning, along with very gusty winds. Then Friday afternoon, a flash freeze is going to occur. Our temperatures are going to drop from in the 40s down to in the 20s, maybe even the teens, and that could produce very, very icy conditions from that rain. That's also going to bring in a little bit of snow, and even after Friday, we are going to be very cold for the holiday weekend with highs just in the teens. So for the rest of the day, if you do have any holiday shopping to do, I would definitely get it done today. We will be dry, and then we'll be talking a little bit more about our alert day that we have issued for Friday coming up, Gary.
Hannah, thank you. The U.S. Drug Enforcement
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Hannah Evans.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are seeing partly sunny skies for the rest of the day, and it is going to be dry and a little bit warmer than yesterday. So let's take a look now at our Utica National Tower camera overlooking Main Street in Cooperstown. We are seeing sunshine in the Mohawk Valley and south in Cooperstown. A little bit of a breeze, but we are seeing more clouds up north, and temperatures are ranging from the north, seeing temperatures in the 20s, to the Mohawk Valley and south, seeing temperatures in the mid-30s. And we are still tracking dry conditions. This is our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We are seeing dry conditions today. This is all thanks to an area of high pressure that is still kind of lingering over us. Starting off with the good news is that the holiday weekend does look to remain dry and overall pretty nice. I would say for Christmas Eve and for Christmas, we will be seeing cloudy skies. It is going to be a little bit cold with temperatures just in the teens, but overall no big storms to talk about. It is going to remain quiet. The North Country may be seeing a little bit of snow for both of these days, but otherwise it does look pretty nice for the holiday weekend. Looking ahead though to tomorrow afternoon, we do see unsettled weather start to come in. We start out with some mixed precipitation that turns to all heavy rain tomorrow night through Friday morning. That heavy rain itself could cause flooding because we were looking at to get 1 to 2 inches. That could cause flooding, along with that snow that we did see the other day up north. That could start to melt. That could also cause flooding along with runoff. So that could be an issue in and of itself, and we are going to be seeing very gusty winds at this time, so that could cause a few scattered power outages. Now look at this. A cold front looks to approach us and move through. Actually, this is going to be a flash freeze, so temperatures on this side are going to be in the upper 40s, and then we will drop about 25 degrees once this cold front moves through. So all the roads from that heavy rain could really ice over, and that could cause for really dangerous travel for the rest of the day on Friday. We are also going to be seeing a couple of inches of snow after that cold front moves through. So we have issued an alert day for this due to the heavy rain with possible flooding before the flash freeze. We also are going to be seeing very gusty winds with this, and then that flash freeze happens Friday afternoon, and that creates very icy conditions. The National Weather Service has already put out a high wind watch ahead of this. For north viewing area, we have northern Herkimer County, Lewis, and Hamilton counties. For all day on Friday, could be seeing wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. That could definitely cause a few scattered power outages. So if you do have anything to do, I would get it done today. We are going to continue to see partly sunny skies, highs in the mid-30s with an increase in cloud cover tonight. And we will start out with cloudy skies tomorrow. We will be dry tomorrow morning, but around 1, 2 p.m. we will start to see some mixed precipitation. That is snow and rain coming in, and that turns into all rain later at night on Thursday. So for today, today, expect partly sunny skies, highs reaching at the mid-30s, a little bit warmer than yesterday, and we will see an increase in cloud cover tonight with that mixed precipitation starting tomorrow afternoon, turning to all heavy rain after dinner. Heavy rain continues for Friday morning. That could cause some flooding and significant snow melt. We are going to be seeing a flash freeze Friday afternoon that could ice everything over, and scattered power outages are also possible because of the gusty winds, Gary.
All eyes on Friday.
Yes, for sure. If you are traveling on Friday, I would probably go in the morning rather than later.
That's for sure. Hannah, thank you. Well, 2022 has been a difficult.
Kristen Copeland.
I'm Jason Paulus. It is winter solstice, the shortest day of the year, but it's also the calmest day of the week.
The Storm Tracker 2 team is prepping for a high-impact weather system. Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis is tracking the rain, the wind, and the bitter cold that's coming.
There's a lot going on, and I'm going to try to explain things and talk about timing and what to expect with each day going forward. We have that alert day for Friday. That's the biggest concern here. The biggest concern is that flash freeze when we expect pouring rain to turn over to snow, and the drop in temperature is expected to get everything icy. But before we get there, we have a wintry mix to get through tomorrow. There will be a few slippery roads to be had, especially for the evening commute. I don't want that to be lost in this message either. So do plan on some slippery travel tomorrow evening. This turns over to rain tomorrow night. And then again, the flash freeze happens Friday. We're going to track hour by hour when we can expect that flash freeze to impact our local area. But it's generally early Friday afternoon. That's when everything turns very icy. We also have the winds to deal with, which could cause some power outages. And what's to follow on Saturday is very cold temperatures and sub-zero wind chills, as the coldest air so far this season will be arriving as this system departs. This evening, things are quiet. Increasing clouds, temperatures in the upper 20s. Again, tracking all of this weather. And again, we're going to time out that the timing of that flash freeze, and that's coming up. Kristen, back to you.
Stay home if you can. Leave town or go shopping before this bad weather strikes. Road crews are challenged by this event. The concern, as Bill said, there's going to be ponding on the roadways. The warmer air and the rain will melt the snowpacks that we have. Then the temperature will drop significantly, freezing that. The Department of Transportation can't put salt or brine down too early because it will get washed away. They have to time this freeze just right.
What we do with our crews is we try and predict, working with the Weather Service, when that will happen, and we'll always make sure that we have all of our trucks out there ahead of that event so we can put down some material on that road as it starts to freeze, even though there may be some rain falling behind us as well.
And on top of the road concerns, wind could knock out power and therefore impact traffic signals. Again, the best advice, stay home on Friday if you can.
The Biden administration is releasing Tamiflu from the
Central New York's most dependable weather team. Here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. Lots of weather to get through here for the next 3 days. Let's take a live look outside. It is quiet out there this evening. I definitely want to stress that. If you're running errands, things are looking fine, and we'll stay dry here tonight and into early tomorrow. This is a live look at our Cat Tower Cam. Friday is the day that we've highlighted here for the highest impact with this weather. Heavy rain, possible flooding, gusty winds, strong winds possible, and most importantly, that flash freeze, which will have region-wide impacts across the area, turning many places very icy here as we head into Friday afternoon. Again, traveling impacts will be beyond just Friday. Tomorrow, we have a wintry mix arriving that impacts the roadways, heavy rain and some winds tomorrow night as well as Friday morning. But again, that flash freeze here heading into Friday afternoon. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Things are looking pretty quiet across the area. A couple of things you want to think about before the weather starts to turn here is to check your travel plans on Friday. We're discouraging people from being on the roads during the flash freeze just to give road crews a chance to get out there and treat the roads. Once the roads are treated, it'll be fine. So this is not going to be something that will be a big concern for a long time. But if you can alter your travel plans for Friday afternoon, we are recommending that. Also, too, because we're dealing with wind, there could be some power outages, too. You always want to be prepared for that this time of the year. And for those of you that have had a lot of snow on your roofs, getting hit hard with that last lake effect event, it's not a bad idea to clean your roof off. We do have some pretty heavy rain in the forecast, and that could add to the weight of the snow that we just had. Skycast, again, timing things out tonight. Things look quiet. Overnight lows drop down into the teens. Tomorrow, it's dry for the first part of the day. Widespread rain and snow arrive as we head into tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. This could make for some slippery roadways later in the day before it turns all over to rain shortly before midnight. We could also be talking about a light snow accumulation here, a trace to an inch across the Mohawk and Southern Valleys, 1 to 3 inches of a very wet snow across the North Country before that turnover takes place. Widespread heavy rain tomorrow night and into Friday. Friday, we start out with temperatures in the 40s to near 50 degrees. Heavy rain is expected Friday during the late morning to early afternoon. Here comes a strong Arctic front. By 2 o'clock in the afternoon, temperatures begin to plunge, and watch how fast temperatures fall. We go from 40s to single digits by 8 p.m. So again, that's the big concern. We do see some snow on the back end of this, but it doesn't look to be a whole lot. Again, it's going to be pretty icy here heading into Friday evening. Rainfall amounts 1 to 2 inches possible. Tonight, mostly cloudy down to 19. Tomorrow, we're looking at a wintry mix with a high of 35. Cold and windy as we head into the weekend, but if you're traveling Saturday or Sunday, it should be a lot easier to get around. You just want to be careful on driveways, sidewalks, things that are not treated by Saturday morning. And we are going to be talking about a lot more about that flash freeze and how that's expected to unfold coming up in a few minutes.
All right, Bill, thank you. Aaron Judge, yes. Well, the closer we get to Friday, the more we know about the weather event that's going to impact travel. We'll look at how airports are dealing with that in a minute. But first, we want to get the latest from Storm Tracker 2 Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
And we're dealing with a situation that is expected to impact the entire area and could make things very icy. We're talking about a flash freeze. The ingredients that we look at to try to predict these things, what we're looking at is basically off the charts. So you need a dramatic drop in temperature, which we're going to have. We're expecting temperatures to go from the 40s to the teens in just a few hours. We have the wind, which is expected to hasten this freeze. And we also have the rain. A lot of times when we get these setups, the rain ends and it's dry, but unfortunately it looks like that rain is going to continue and turn over to snow straight through this whole event. And again, the primary concern, the roadways first. Until the roadways get treated, it'll be very slippery to get around. And then as it gets cold into Friday evening, we got to watch out for sidewalks, driveways, parking lots. Any untreated surfaces could be very icy. We just don't want anybody getting hurt. Again, something you want to be very mindful of heading into Friday afternoon and Friday evening as that cold air gets in. In addition to this, we also have rain and wind and cold temperatures, which we'll cover here in a few minutes. Our current temperature is 22 degrees, and as we head into tonight, we're down into the upper teens under mostly cloudy skies. We're taking a closer look at how this is going to impact the weekend weather, and that's coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Airlines and passengers brace themselves for the
Meteorologist Bill Cardis, who is tracking a big change in the forecast. You know, quiet today, and I think that makes what's to come that much harsher.
Yeah, and this is going to come in stages. We do have weather to get through tomorrow. We're going to have a wintry mix. There will be some slippery roads, but our focus is on Friday because we know a lot of people are going to be on the roads. And what's happening Friday is something that looks to be a lot more severe and it looks to happen very quickly. A very dramatic drop in the temperature. We go from temperatures in the 40s to the teens in just a few hours. And while all this is happening, rain turns to snow. It sets up the stage for a flash freeze. I wanted to show you the timing of when this begins in our area because it's sooner to the west. So Syracuse to Hamilton from 10 a.m. to about noon. Across the Mohawk Valley, Rome, Utica, Little Falls, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then heading east, it takes longer, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. And this is all part of a very strong cold front moving through the area. That's when things start to turn slippery, and that's when you're going to want to think about being off the roads, at least for a few hours until the road crews treat the roads. Once the roads are treated, this is fine, but until that happens, it's going to be very, very slippery across the area. And also keep in mind, driveways, sidewalks will be slippery too. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar looking quiet. Again, we're going to continue to track some dry weather here for the short term, but again, a wintry mix beginning tomorrow. Look at that forecast is coming up. Back over to you.
Bill, thank you. Let's face it, we tend to overindulge in the holiday.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. Pretty quiet weather tonight, but the weather is going to become a lot more active here as we head into the next couple of days. Let's take a live look outside. This is our CATV Tower Cam. If you're heading out this evening, things look dry, and it is a great evening to run some errands, maybe do some shopping. Again, roads are in good shape, and we are looking at dry weather. Winds will be picking up as we head into the day tomorrow. Winds turn strong heading into tomorrow night and Friday as a strong Arctic front arrives. It's going to be windy Saturday. Then the winds will become lighter here as we head towards Christmas. Not a bad idea to get out and tie down any loose objects, any loose Christmas decorations, or better yet, bring them indoors before this wind comes in again late Thursday. Temperatures this evening, Norway 26, Old Forge 27, Clinton 28 degrees. It is cooling off pretty quickly across the area. Cooperstown 28, Hartwick 25, and Milford, Mark checking in with 21 degrees. Heading into tonight, the weather stays dry. We're looking at mostly cloudy skies, and tomorrow it's a dry start to the day. Temperatures in the low 20s. A wintry mix is expected to arrive on the front end of this weather system, and this is going to make things slippery for the drive home. This looks to be a mix between snow and rain, perhaps a brief round of sleet and freezing rain, enough to make things slippery. This does turn over to rain as we head into tomorrow night, but before that changeover happens, again, some snow accumulation is possible. Of course, a lot of this is going to melt as we head into tomorrow night and Friday, but an inch or two of accumulation is possible across the North Country, traced to an inch in and south of the Mohawk Valley. Raining throughout tomorrow night, coming down heavy at times. Temperatures climb into the upper 40s early Friday morning. And then this very strong Arctic front arrives as we head into Friday afternoon. By 2 p.m., rain turns over to snow. This is when things get very icy across central New York. Look at how dramatic the temperature changes. 48 in Herkimer, 28 in Oneida, 20-degree difference. Those locations just a couple dozen miles away. And again, those temperatures will continue to plunge. By 8 p.m., we're in the single digits and low teens across the area. So again, a big drop in temperature will make things very icy heading into Friday afternoon and Friday evening. And then it's just very cold here Friday night. This is a look at air temperatures in the single digits. Wind chills will be well below zero. As far as rain goes, we do get a heavy rainfall. There could be some flooding here, some ponding on roadways. Again, we're looking at about an inch or two of rainfall throughout Thursday night and Friday morning before that colder weather comes in and turns this all over to ice. Tonight, mostly cloudy, down to 19 degrees. Tomorrow, a wintry mix develops in the afternoon and evening, a high of 35. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Again, that flash freeze Friday, that's our alert day. It's cold on Saturday and windy, a high of 17. It's cold Christmas Day, but if you're traveling either of those days, Saturday and Sunday, the weather does look dry. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we'll get a chance to warm up. High temperatures climb back into the 20s and low 30s here by the middle of next week. We'll be right back.
Enjoyed the clear skies today because rain, wind, and snow are all in the forecast in the next couple of days.
Yeah, we're going to get you prepared for all of this severe weather. We're going to go straight over to Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis. He's tracking the very latest from the Weather Center tonight. Bill, good evening.
Yeah, it's a pretty complicated forecast here just because there's a lot of things that are going on. I'm going to try to break things down based on the day. Let's talk about tomorrow. There's going to be a wintry mix moving in later in the day. Snow, a brief round of ice changing to rain. This could create a few slippery roads, so we don't want to minimize that, especially for folks that are traveling during that time. But it's Friday that's getting all the attention because the Friday conditions are expected to be more serious in the sense that we're looking at a flash freeze early Friday afternoon that looks to be widespread and potentially highly impactful that could lead to treacherous travel for a few hours. Once the roads get treated, things will be better, but until that happens, it could be very, very tricky to get around here. And then what's to follow Saturday, windy and very cold conditions, and we're talking about temperatures in the single digits with wind chills below zero. This evening, it's quiet. If you have to run any errands, you do have time this evening, tonight, or early tomorrow before the weather starts to change. We are timing that flash freeze across central New York We're also looking at some snowfall accumulation here for tomorrow as well. And look at that forecast that's coming up. Back over to you.
Bill, thank you. And because of what Bill just told us, stay home on Friday if you can. Leave town or go shopping before the bad weather strikes, or after for that matter. Road crews are challenged by this event. The concern, though, is the ponding on the roadways. The warmer air and rain will melt the snowpacks that we have, and then the temperature drops significantly, freezing that.
And anytime there's any standing water, what looks like standing water out in the highway, and the temperatures are below freezing, or if you notice that you may have some ice on your side view mirrors, that's always a good indication that the temperatures are at a point which you might get some black ice on some of that standing water out in the roadways. Take it slow, be very mindful of the changing temperatures that are out there, and if you can, avoid traveling during those times.
But on top of the road concerns, wind could knock out power and therefore impact traffic signals. Again, the best advice, stay home on Friday if you can.
Flu cases are continuing to soar across the country.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We continue to track quite a bit of wind and rain on the way, along with a big drop in temperature for Friday. Let's take a live look outside. It is quiet this evening. If you're heading out, running some errands, doing some shopping, it looks dry. It looks fine. It's a live look at our Academy Tower Cam, looking at dry conditions across the region. We have that alert day for Friday. This is where we're looking at the most impactful weather, the highest amount of impact on travel. Again, it's all about that drop in temperature Friday afternoon, causing some icy conditions. There's also going to be some strong winds and some locally heavy rain before this drop in temperature happens. And this is how the weather will be impacting travel over the next couple of days. Tomorrow, we do have a wintry mix expected. That could make things a little bit slippery tomorrow evening and into tomorrow night. And this turns over to heavy rain, and we're tracking some wind overnight and into Friday morning. And then again, Friday afternoon, that flash freeze is expected to take place. Things you can do before this weather arrives: look at your travel plans closely Friday afternoon. Try to avoid traveling early Friday afternoon. Either go sooner, go Friday morning, or go Friday evening when the roads get a chance to be treated. Also, secure outdoor decorations. We're expecting some winds here. Tie down those Christmas decorations. And if you got a lot of snow earlier this week, it's not a bad idea to clean your roof. Again, we're talking about some heavy rain expected in the area that could make the roofs for areas that have had a lot of snow quite heavy. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. It's dry. Temperatures are in the 20s this evening. Old Forge 27, West Leiden 23, across Southern Valleys, Hartwick 25, Paynes Hollow 29. It stays dry tonight. We drop down into the teens under mostly cloudy skies. It's a dry start to our Thursday. Thursday afternoon, also looking dry, but Thursday evening, that's when we're expecting a wintry mix. Starting out as snow, mixing with some sleet freezing rain before turning it over to rain as we head closer to midnight. We could see some snow accumulation with this too. So again, some slippery roads are possible Thursday evening. 1 to 3 inches possible north of the Mohawk Valley, a trace to an inch of snow in and south of the Mohawk Valley. Then we have the rain as we get into tomorrow night. Temperatures will be in the 40s Friday morning. Here comes the flash freeze, the strong cold front approaching from the west. I want to stop things at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. This is when everything starts to get very cold and windy. Temperatures go from 40s to 20s in just an hour or so. And look how cold it gets heading into Friday night. By 8 p.m., we're in the single digits and low teens. There will be some snow on the back end of this. It doesn't look all that heavy. But again, it's the icy conditions that develop region-wide that are considered the most hazardous to travel, and not the snow accumulation. Rainfall totals before that changeover, 1 to 2 inches expected, and that could cause some localized flooding. Tonight, down to 19, mostly cloudy. Tomorrow, looking at that wintry mix arriving, a high of 35. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Traveling over the weekend gets better locally. I do want to mention, if you're heading into western and northern New York, there will be a really big lake effect snow event that'll be taking place, but that's out of our area. We're not going to see that locally. It's cold and windy throughout Christmas weekend, and then we start to warm up early next week. Back over to you.
All depends on where Grandma lives, right?
This is very
Might
true.
be Western New York.
All right, thanks, Bill. Still to come on News Channel 2 at 6, an NFL icon has passed away. We look back at there's Bill Curtis joining me right now as we get ready for Friday's alert day. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
There's a lot going on here, and I just wanted to break it down based on the day. Tomorrow, we've got a wintry mix here, so let's not forget about that.
Oh, yeah.
Roads could be a little bit slippery Thursday evening. All the highest impact is on Friday. Heavy rain in the morning, the flash freeze, damaging winds possible too. We're going to talk about potential power outages, potential treacherous travel, and we're going to break this down as to when you want to avoid the roads. And then, of course, by Saturday, it's just downright cold.
Yeah.
Sub-zero wind chills. So a lot to get through here over the next 3 days. We are going to be breaking it all down for you, and we were going to help you get prepared for this. Some things that you can do before this rolls in, or at least things to think about before this all rolls in. Coming up, live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Things are looking quiet across central New York. Our temperature is down to 19 degrees, clear skies, and it's going to be cold tonight. We're down into the teens under partly to mostly cloudy skies. A wintry mix begins late tomorrow and turns over to rain before some strong winds and cold weather arrive. Going to look at that forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thanks. Now, you heard the chief. It will not be a good day to be out and about on Friday. Plows are going to be at the ready for the temperatures to drop. Wet roads turn icy and rain flips to snow. This is all on Friday. Bottom line, stay home if you can, or change your plans entirely. Leave town or go shopping before the bad weather strikes. And remember, the warmer air and rain will melt the snowpacks that we have now. Then the temperature will drop significantly, freezing that. The Department of Transportation can't put salt or brine down too early because it will get washed away. They have to time the freeze just right.
What we do with our crews is we try and predict, working with the Weather Service, when that will happen, and we'll always make sure that we have all of our trucks out there ahead of that event so we can put down some material on that road as it starts to freeze, even though there may be some rain falling behind us as well. And anytime there's any standing water, what looks like standing water out in the highway, and the temperatures are below freezing, or if you notice that you may have some ice on your side view mirrors, that's always a good indication that the temperatures are at a point which you might get some black ice on some of that standing water out in the roadways. Take it slow, be very mindful of the changing temperatures that are out there, and if you can, avoid traveling during those times.
Now, on top of all those road concerns, wind could knock out power and therefore impact traffic signals. Again, the best advice, if you can on Friday, just stay home. Now, this coast-to-coast winter storm crippled travel just before Christmas. Among the major impacts, snow as far south as Mississippi and dangerous wind chills stretching from the Gulf Coast to the U.S.-Canadian border. And blizzard conditions could shut down major airports like Chicago's O'Hare. Mike Valerio has all the latest on what you need to know.
It's just a taste of the major winter blast to come. Dangerous cold for days stretching from the Gulf of Mexico to the U.S.-Canada border. A state of emergency declared as far south as Georgia.
This one's looks like it's gonna stick around. We got a few more days coming.
Washington State seeing some of the first snow from the polar plunge. The system moving through Montana, delivering life-threatening cold. Wind chills are now in the forecast as low as 70 degrees below zero in the high plains. Then there are blizzard conditions set for the Midwest.
There's going to be a huge blizzard Thursday, and my brother only has a few days off while we visit him, so we didn't want our flight to get delayed and miss out on some of that time.
Travelers at Chicago's O'Hare changing plans, some taking flight before the worst impacts Thursday, when the airport could potentially close.
We were actually supposed to fly out to Orlando tomorrow, looking for the sun. But then our agent, he called up and said, you're probably better off to leave early because the predicted snowstorm and cold temperatures the next few days.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott and state officials warned of ultra-cold temperatures, concerns heightened because of Texas's deadly heating and power crisis in February 2021.
These landmark reforms include winterization of infrastructure, both generators and poles and wires. We have more power available than ever before.
Whatever challenge may arise, we will have staff available to meet that challenge.
I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
Flu cases are continuing to soar across the country.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look outside. This is our Cat V Tower Cam. Oh, it's quiet across central New York. Of course, that's going to change in a big way over the next couple of days. We've got Friday highlighted on the 7-day. It's a Storm Tracker 2 alert day. I think the impacts with this upcoming storm will be largest on Friday, with the primary concern a large drop in the temperature of flash freeze. We also have gusty winds, strong winds possible, especially early Friday. And we also have the possibility of some locally heavy rain. This is going to impact travel, and it's not just Friday that we're watching. Tomorrow evening, a wintry mix is expected, a slight chance of seeing some slippery roads out there. So do plan on that. It starts out as snow, and then it does turn over to rain as you head into tomorrow night. The rain turns back over to snow Friday afternoon as temperatures plunge. It looks cold as we head into Friday evening. Things you want to think about doing tomorrow if you haven't done so already. If you're planning on traveling Friday, look at your plans and think about reassessing them. Friday afternoon, you don't want to be on the roads. Again, we're looking at widespread icy conditions, so now's the time to start thinking about alternate plans here for Friday afternoon. Secure outdoor decorations. We have some strong winds in the forecast. Might want to tie down those holiday decorations. And if you've had a lot of snow lately, not a bad idea to clean off your roof. Again, we've got some heavy rain in the forecast. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Things look quiet. The winds arrive tomorrow, picking up and being strongest tomorrow night and into early Friday. The winds could gust as high as 40 to 45 miles an hour, so that is enough to cause some scattered power outages. Things look quiet as we head throughout the day tomorrow, at least to start out. We start out temperatures in the low 20s. Snow breaks out from the south as we head into tomorrow evening. This is the scene at 4 p.m. Some snow changing over to rain across the area. Again, some slippery roads are possible. In terms of snow accumulation, we do expect a light accumulation tomorrow during the day and early into the night, about 1 to 3 inches for the higher elevations, traced to an inch in the Mohawk Valley. Let's time out that flash freeze for Friday. We start out at Friday morning, 8 o'clock with rain. If you're traveling early, you're fine. During the early afternoon, a barreling cold front comes in from the west, and that is going to knock the temperature down. We're going to go from 40s to 20s in just a couple of hours here, and that's going to set the stage for very icy conditions to develop. Notice some snow develops on the back end, but the bigger story, the temperature, we're into the single digits by 8 p.m. with some scattered snow showers and cold weather to follow. About 1 to 2 inches of rainfall is to be expected as we head into Friday. Again, some localized flooding is possible, but again, all of that is going to freeze heading into Friday afternoon and Friday evening. We're mostly cloudy tonight, down to 19. Tomorrow, a wintry mix late, high of 35. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Wind, rain Friday turning over to snow, and a big drop in the temperature. It's going to be cold here as we head into the weekend. Temperatures in the teens Saturday, low 20s Sunday, and it stays generally cloudy and dry. Temperatures warm up as we head into the middle of next week. We'll be right back.
Hollis alongside Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis joining me now for a first look at our forecast. Very important. Friday is the alert day, but we have a host of things we have to get to before we even get there.
Yeah, well, I broke this down by day because there's a lot of weather happening and it can get a little confusing as to what to expect. Tomorrow we do have some weather, a wintry mix, some snow turns over to rain, so there could be a few slippery roads. This is the day that we've been talking about. We're going to talk about the impacts of the roadways, the flash freeze, heavy rain, strong winds, and then by Saturday, the cold settles in. We're going to be breaking down the impacts of this and how to prepare for this, because you do have some time to do that tomorrow. And we're going to talk about some of the things to keep in mind here coming up. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. It's dry. It will stay dry as we head into tonight. Our temperature's down to 18 degrees. We'll drop down into the teens overnight under partly cloudy skies. Things start out quiet tomorrow, but again, that wintry mix arrives, and then the weather gets very active, and roads can be very slippery here as we head into Friday afternoon and Friday evening as it gets much colder across the area. We've got to look at that forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Now, you heard the chief. This will not be a good day to be out and about. Plows are going to be at the ready for the then temperatures to drop. Wet roads turn icy. Rain flips over to snow. Bottom line, stay home if you can and change your plans entirely. Either leave town or go shopping before all this bad weather strikes. Remember, the warmer air and rain is going to melt the snow packs that we already have. Then The temperature will drop significantly, freezing all of that. The Department of Transportation can't put salt and brine down too early because it'll get washed away. They have to time the freeze just right.
What we do with our crews is we try and predict, working with the Weather Service, when that will happen, and we'll always make sure that we have all of our trucks out there ahead of that event so we can put down some material on that road as it starts to freeze, even though there may be some rain falling behind us as well. And anytime there's any standing water, what looks like standing water out in the highway, and the temperatures are below freezing, or if you notice that you may have some ice on your side view mirrors, that's always a good indication that the temperatures are at a point which you might get some black ice and some of that standing water out in the roadways. Take it slow, be very mindful of the changing temperatures that are out there, and if you can, avoid traveling during those times.
On top of the road concerns, wind could knock out power and therefore impact the traffic signal. So again, best advice here, stay home on Friday if you can. This coast-to-coast winter storm will cripple travel just before Christmas. Among the major impacts now, snow as far south as Mississippi and dangerous wind chills stretching from the Gulf Coast to the U.S.-Canadian border, as well as blizzard conditions. That could shut down major airports like Chicago's O'Hare. Mike Valeria has what you need to know tonight.
It's just a taste of the major winter blast to come. Dangerous cold for days stretching from the Gulf of Mexico to the U.S.-Canada border. A state of emergency declared as far south as Georgia.
This one's looks like it's gonna stick around. We got a few more days coming.
Washington State seeing some of the first snow from the polar plunge. The system moving through Montana, delivering life-threatening cold. Wind chills are now in the forecast as low as 70 degrees below zero in the high plains. Then there are blizzard conditions set for the Midwest.
There's going to be a huge blizzard Thursday, and my brother only has a few days off while we visit him, so we didn't want our flight to get delayed and miss out on some of that time.
Travelers at Chicago's O'Hare changing plans, some taking flight before the worst impacts Thursday, when the airport could potentially close.
We were actually supposed to fly out to Orlando tomorrow, looking for the sun. But then our agent, he called up and said, you're probably better off to leave early because the predicted snowstorm and cold temperatures the next few days.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott and state officials warned of ultra-cold temperatures, concerns heightened because of Texas's deadly heating and power crisis in February 2021.
These landmark reforms include winterization of infrastructure, both generators and poles and wires. We have more power available than ever before.
Whatever challenge may arise, we will have staff available to meet that challenge.
I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
One of the other big stories going across the nation, flu cases continue.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. Welcome back. We're taking a live look outside. Our Cavi Tower Cam is overlooking Utica. Weather is dry tonight. The weather starts out dry tomorrow. We are tracking a wintry mix as we get into tomorrow evening. Friday's our alert day, though. This is where we're expecting the highest impact from this upcoming storm. The primary concern is a flash freeze. It looks widespread. It looks potentially severe because this cold air is happening so quickly. We drop below freezing so fast that it could make standing water turn to ice as we head into Friday afternoon. We also have some strong winds and heavy rain that arrive before the drop in temperature. Travel will be impacted from this. Again, I also want to stress travel will be impacted tomorrow night. Again, a wintry mix, snow changing to rain. So a couple of slippery spots out there late in the day tomorrow. Tomorrow night, it's heavy rain and some wind, as well as Friday morning. Conditions are not bad in the morning, but they get bad pretty quickly heading into Friday afternoon as temperatures fall. Things to consider doing before this weather arrives. Look at your travel plans on Friday. If you're planning on being on the road Friday afternoon, I would highly recommend changing your plans. Either go later the day Friday or go earlier. Just try to avoid being on the roads early Friday afternoon, because once this flash freeze sets in, it could be very, very slippery. Once the roads get treated, it's fine, but it may take a few hours for that to happen. So again, take a close look at your travel plans. Also, secure outdoor decorations. We've got some wind expected over the next 2 days. And if you've got heavy snow that fell over the weekend and on Monday, not a bad idea to clean off your roof to kind of alleviate some of the weight. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. The winds pick up tomorrow, becoming very strong on Friday. Could see wind gusts between about 40 to 50 miles an hour. We're dry tonight. Overnight lows drop down into the teens. It's a dry start to Thursday. If you're traveling Thursday, again, no big deal during the day. But in the evening time, some snow breaks out, and it could make things a little bit slippery here during the evening commute. Snow turns to rain as we get into tomorrow night, but not before producing a quick inch or two of accumulation, especially along the hilltop locations. Again, this is for Thursday evening and Thursday during the first part of the night. Rain continues as we head into Thursday night and Friday. Temperatures start out Friday morning in the mid-40s, so it's mild, it's windy, and it's wet. And then here comes that strong cold front approaching from the west. A big drop in the temperature is expected as rain turns briefly over to snow. I don't expect much snow accumulation on the back end. I think the big story is the drop in temperature. Look at these numbers by 8 p.m. Single digits across the area. So this is going to be a mighty drop. It's going to be going from mild to absolutely frigid here. And we are also going to have a wind chill as we get into Friday night. That'll be well below zero. Mostly cloudy skies tonight, down to 19. Tomorrow, we're looking at a wintry mix, a high of 35. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Looking at windy and dry weather as we head into the weekend. Temperatures in the teens on Saturday, low 20s on Christmas Day. It will slowly warm up as we head into the middle of next week. Oh, by the way, footnote for this, Western New York, Northern New York over the weekend getting very heavy snow. So if you're traveling west or north, that's going to be a big problem. We're not expecting any of that locally.
Either don't travel or plan on traveling well after this storm's over.
Yeah, it's really Friday locally that we're worried about. Weekend's fine, tomorrow's fine, or at least tomorrow daytime is fine.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Bill. Coming up next, hunters